Thank you, Chair. May I proceed? DM, how do you work without delegated powers? You wake up in the morning, you go to the office and do what? DM, did you get my question?
Oh, okay. I thought
You wake up in the morning, you bath, you wear a very nice suit, arrive there in the department and do what? Can you get close to the mic?
Okay. No, thanks, Honorable. You are right. It will appear like we don't have anything to do, but we do, because the department that we are dealing with is vast, and you need to have your pulse on what is happening with the entities that are there. We have to ensure that the ministry is functional, the department is working, coordination is done. The interaction that we were having of the things that needs to be done gets done. That's why you have policing taking place in the country. The fact that we are not delegated specific responsibilities, it doesn't mean that we don't have things to do. We do.
Does it usually take this long?
Of course, but there is a difference between the 6th and the 7th administration. In the 6th administration, I came in within a short space of time. I got my delegated responsibilities, which is attached there. And the reason why it was so quick is because I was working with another police officer in the form of General Kele. And fast forward to now, the minister comes from a different environment. And this ministry, Honorable, it's complex. You can't just say you are responsible for this, you are responsible for that, without having that deeper understanding yourself. And I think it was necessary for the minister to go through the processes that he has gone through. And as I said earlier, that if this process is concluded tomorrow, I think, and the minister is coming back into office tomorrow, he will be able to allocate us responsibilities because he fully understands SAPS and its operation now as we speak. In fact, he's wiser. He's much wiser. Thank you.
Okay, you arrive at SAPS in 2019.
Yeah.
General Spear testified under oath before this ad hoc committee and said, everyone in the SAPS knows Ket Matala because he's popular within the organization for the work he's doing in the SAPS. How well do you know Mr. Matala?
I think I don't want to say it was you can't say everyone.
Can you get close to
you
mic?
Can't say. Why is it that it looks like I'm far from the mic when you speak, Honorable? You can't say everybody knows him because that might not be factual. But you can say there are some people who know him in SAPS. That will be accurate because indeed it's some. Personally, I don't know him. I don't know him. I only came to know him when these issues started to hit the wall, and it was in the public space. But I didn't get the opportunity to meet with him.
Okay. Do you think it is in the best interest of the crime-fighting efforts to dissolve the political killings system
is in the best interests of the crime-fighting effort. The political task team, it was not necessarily SAP's response to fighting crime. It was a SAP's response to fighting political killings that happened in KZN. And it did a very good job as a task team. But when you want to respond to fighting crime, the organizational structure that has been signed off by the National Commissioner, I think it helps us to have an instrument that we can effectively use to fight crime, because it has taken into consideration a number of factors into it. And the need to, for instance, when we separated visible policing into two, to have operational response as a division and to have policing as a division was part of that response. The way crime intelligence have been, the organizational structure have been structured now, it's a way that I can say we have positioned ourselves appropriately to fight crime with that. Crime intelligence, the way it is structured now, is not the same as the way it was structured, I think, 2018, which was signed off. We had a process which we started in the 6th administration of how crime intelligence must look like. And in that engagement, we also engage with the Joint Standing Committee on Intelligence about the structure of crime intelligence, and we discussed. They made their input, and they said, "Yeah, I think now you are better structured," which now has been approved as a structure that will assist us. So the combination of properly structured crime intelligence and the detectives section, that is a better organized way to respond to the high rate of crime. But the task team did its work, and it did its work effectively. And task teams, at some point when the task is no longer at hand, they cease to exist, but there are no time frames.
It performed its tasks effectively.
Yeah.
So does that mean you don't agree with the sentiments that it is not adding any value in policing in South Africa?
Yeah, let me say yes.
Okay. We can pass that. The task team in itself is comprised of the multidisciplinary team.
Yeah.
It's comprised of various departments, which some do not even fall under SAPS.
Yeah.
Do you think it was a rational decision to want to dissolve without consulting the sister departments that are part of the team?
Yeah, look, any effective investigation that will lead to prosecution must always be prosecutorial guided, because prosecution plays a role in the fight against crime or dealing with criminality. So once you have got a prosecutorial-led process of investigation, in most cases, the outcome of that process is always good. Unlike an investigation that is not prosecutorial guided, you will go to and fro on a matter that you can go once to the prosecution and they say this is the right thing, let's do it. So it was a good thing to integrate them. Of course, when you say this team must fold, There is nothing wrong in you taking such a decision, but embarking on a process that takes everybody on board as you implement. You can't take a decision and implement, and when in the course of implementing, you then want to solicit an opinion. That might have shortcomings. So it's important that all the role players must be taken on board. By the way, they did not establish themselves, they were established. So as you disestablish, you must take them on board.
Okay. We have received numerous testimonies as that of committee, some with contradicting statements. Some reckon that the decision to dissolve the PKTT is a policy matter. Some reckon that it is purely an operational matter, which does not fall within the ambits of ministers' powers. So what's your take on that?
Look, a decision to say that we think the task team has done its work, but we believe we must strengthen this capability that must deal with everything that has to do with murder. There's nothing wrong with that decision. It, in fact, is the right decision to say we must deal with murder, irrespective of where it comes from, whether it affects a politician or it affects traditional leaders or ordinary people, we must deal with it. Therefore, let's strengthen our capacity to deal with that. There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, it was a good decision to discuss along those lines, given the structure that we have adopted. The issue is the implementation of that decision. If you hear everybody involved, nobody says no, this team must continue existing forever. There is general consensus that it must discontinue. The issues is how it must be done. The National Commissioner says it must be a phased-in approach, which is correct. Mm-hmm. It's a transition. You can't implement a decision to de-establish a task team of this nature without taking into consideration how do you deal with the things that it was engaged with without a transitionary phase. You can't. It can't work. That's why today, seated here, we are discussing here, and the team exists out there. And you look at the directives. It's just that we're discussing it. It's written here, but it's irrelevant. That directive. January has come and gone. We are now in October. We are discussing it because of the impact it has had on the issues that we're dealing with. So, yeah, it was not permanent, and at some point it had to fold. Even now, at some point it is going to fold, and the approach of management and everybody is that it will be phased out approach.
Okay. We also have received testimonies from Minister Mchunu, who testified that beyond 2022, the political killing system was not supposed to be in place. So, in a nutshell, meaning that since 2022, the PKTT was operating irregular. Former Minister Mathale said in March 2023, the Interministerial Committee actually extended the lifespan of the PKTT, which later in 2024, I think April, the PKTT also met with the president, and the president gave them a thumbs up and that they must continue. So if you're able to grasp what these events that I'm trying to, you'd say that there is contradiction between the two.
Look, like I said, earlier on, the Honorable, there was a question to the effect that the PKTT was have irregular expenditures. That can only arise if they operate in an illegal, their existence is illegal. So anything they incur is illegal. And I am of the view that there is nothing illegal about the PKTT. And at no stage did it operate in an illegal environment. If it did, I am not aware of that.
Do you know a work study that has influenced the construction of a new organogram?
Yes.
When was the new organogram agreed and concluded?
It was signed off now, I think, May 2020, this year.
May 2025.
Yeah.
Meaning that it cannot have a retrospective effect to the PKTT because the directives predate the signing of the new organogram.
No, but the organogram has nothing to do with it was not designed to fit the PK. It was not designed in response to the PKTT. The two are mutually exclusive.
Okay. Thank you very much, Chair. I think I'm done for now.
Yeah, no, you deserve a standing ovation. Yeah. That is, you can whisper to Honorable Breitenbach and tell her that the chair says that as 8 seconds, 8 sonerlek.
You have a very low bar.
Thank you so much.